And welcome everybody to the first match of the first week of the MSU Hivemind StarCraft 2 tournament. My name is Woodhouse. I am part of Clan Evolution Gaming, and I am going to bring you this broadcast here of our first matchup, which is Airheadlol spawning up here in the, I guess it's just the left side of this map. This is MLG's Metalopolis. And we have Ymihere here spawning down on, well, I guess again it's not down. It's at the 3 o'clock position on the right-hand side is the yellow Protoss. Note that this is the first week of this tournament. We can see that the first game of each set is being played on MLG's Metalopolis. You can see the neutral supply depots here. What this prevents is any sort of cheesing play. Any in PvZ, pyloning the bottom here and then cannon rushing. It also prevents in various other matches like bunker walls, things like that. Just it's there to make sure that stuff doesn't happen so that the games actually get into a later stage right now. We look at both of our players just going ahead and chrono boosting out probes as per usual. Some other just announcement stuff in this first cast. As a reminder, this is game 1 of week 1, so be sure to check out the Hivemind YouTube page to make sure that you're up on all the games that are happening. There should be 8 games, 10 games actually, casted this week, and they will be up at various points, so be sure if you missed one to check back at any other time to make sure that you're caught up on all of the action. We see right now both players getting gateways, continuing to just chrono boost out probes. Just another plug while we wait for some of the awesomeness to occur. Make sure you find the MSU Hivemind on Facebook just by searching MSU Hivemind. You can also find all of the updated brackets and everything like that there as well. We see the overcommitment by Airhead to kill that probe. Why am I here? The probe just wanted to scout, man. Why couldn't you just let him scout? See, the gas geyser for Why Am I Here going down at a fairly normal time, and we see that Airheads is not far behind it. PvP is one of those weird matches. It seems like it's very, very volatile. It's very, very build order oriented, things like that. So I'm sure we'll see plenty of that as time goes on here. See Why Am I Here going ahead and putting guys in gas as his opponent Airheadlol does the same. Going back over to Why Am I Here's base, we see the probe harass from Airhead and the cybernetics core that has been down for a while, and a gas steal from Airheadlol. That probe looking like it's scooting on out of there. Yep, he does get out of there with 15 health left. We see the Zealot coming out. I believe previously that Zealot was actually supply blocked, so it's good to see that he got that taken care of. We see, it looks like he's going to let the Assimilator finish, and yes, he does. And we see the Zealot from Why Am I Here coming over to start whacking away on that. Warp Gate being researched for Why Am I Here as well. Going back over to his opponent's base, it looks like he's just now getting his Cybernetics core down. Also throwing down a second gas at this point. He's delayed his opponent's gas income enough to where he doesn't have to worry about any gas-heavy builds coming out right at this moment. We can see another gateway going down from Why Am I Here. Pretty standard at this point. Both players going for really some pretty standard builds. The second geyser by Airheadlol could indicate a few things being not necessarily early, but it's a little bit earlier than I like to get mine. It could mean that he's going for some sort of tech-heavy play, as we see Warp Gate just now starting for him as well. Another gateway out of the yellow Protoss player. Why am I here? So that brings his gateway count up to 3. Now, what is he going to do out of this? You can 3-gate expand, you can 3-gate robo. There's some various different things you can do out of the 3-gateway style. Second Zealot coming out for our green Protoss player, Airhead. Also hiding pylons, pretty standard at this point, just so that you minimize the reinforced distance of your army as you're attacking. We see the Twilight counts are going down. There's a few things that could indicate. Such as Blink Stalkers, if that's the route he decides to go. Various things like that to just emphasize play. Also, he could just be using it for upgrades. It occasionally does happen where a player just will get that for upgrades. Looks like Why Am I Here deciding to cancel on the star part and put down a robo. So it looks like we can confirm that he is going 3-gate robo. Hopefully we see an expand out of him here soon. That's probably about as standard as you can get. We see another gateway going down. I don't really like this out of Protoss players because you're going to stress your economy so much. And it looks like we peeked back just in the right time to see the Dark Shrine going down for Airhead LOL. And I don't know actually if Ymihere, did he? No, he did not. We know Airhead placed a pylon there. He does not know it's there. That is a big indicator that something kind of sneaky is probably going to happen. That's why Protoss players are almost always paranoid about pylons and whatnot, checking around the map, making sure that everything is clear. With those DTs, we could possibly see some problems arising out of that for Ymihere. Going back to the econ problem, though, it looks like he's getting ready to expand. He needs to, but Protoss normally can only run off of about 3 unit producing structures, maybe 4 out of their main base before they expand. Anything past that, you need to expand and tack on unit production as per usual. So we're just kind of waiting to see. Oh, and it looks like actually he decides to go for the Forge. We'll see if that plays into his favor as this game goes on or not. We see another pylon going down for Airhead, as well as another gateway. The Dark Shrine just about finished. Looks like he has just basically cut pro production. He is saturated in his main, so that's not that big of a deal. We see the Dark Shrine finishing. Let's see if he does anything with it. He had his gateway selected. I keep thinking I hear warping sounds. That would explain it. He does move down. The observer from Ymihere does see the expansion for Airhead going down as well. Ymihere deciding this might be the opportune time to come out. But what is this little green blip? We see 2 DTs warped into the field by Airhead, bypassing the natural completely, seeing that there's nothing there for him, seeing the Immortal come out. And this nice right probe line for Ymihere getting completely obliterated, but he does the right thing and pulls them away, trying to minimize losses. One of the probes does drop down a cannon, but these 2 DTs in the base are going to have their way with just about everything with no detection in the base whatsoever. We also see the army for Ymihere coming back now to try and deal with this threat. It looks like the observer is lagging behind a little bit. Oh, he didn't actually bring one back. Okay, so he just warped in the one observer. So there's the site. The cannon finishes and can detect. The 2 DTs get out of there. One thing to keep in mind with the supply depot, I did say earlier that it doesn't wall you in. It doesn't do the same for the player that's by it either. To actually get a good wall in, you have to destroy the supply depot. Looks like he's going to go ahead and pick that off. But the force field on that could have been a little bit better. He wanted to force field probably about there to get a good close to just kill those 2 DTs right away. And it looks like now, oh no, this could be a big blunder by Ymihere, just letting that observer go with the army. That's not that good of an idea. He does have the 1 cannon to spot, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And no, it's not. It takes down the shields on the Dark Templar, but nothing more. The Dark Templar are coming back in. 11 kills right now, 12, 13, 14. He is an instructor. 15. He's a master at this point. He is just going to town on those probes. Now we're going to work on the Nexus. If we look back in Airhead's base, there's not actually that much here. He's got 3 gates and a Dark Shrine. Continuing the Q and action of the probes in each of those nexi to get maximum saturation down here at the natural. We see Ymihere cutting probe production on his main completely. He needs to actually bring that back and then build a pylon to get all this stuff powered so that he has actual full war pins coming. Otherwise, he's going to be outnumbered very, very heavily. He did actually, with this observer, though, manage to see this Dark Templar standing here at the edge as well as the Archon come down. He knows exactly what his opponent has sitting at the front. Looks like he's going to go for a little bit of a push. And we see the engagement. 2 force fields. The Archon taking advantage of their trample. And both players deciding to back up. Excuse me. If you hear little cuts in the audio, I do apologize. I've been trying to get over a cold, so there are a few times when I have to dump my mic. And I'm not saying anything. I'm trying to keep up with the action as close as I can, though. So we see the force fields going off again. and the engagement. It's actually not looking that good for Ymihere. We see that, yes, he does end up retreating with the 2 observers, 1 sentry, 3 stalkers, and an immortal, and it looks like actually the immortal is going to get picked off. Does it? And yes, it does. The immortal gets picked off. That is a huge loss in and of itself. Looks like he's also going to pick off this pylon. The reinforcements from Ymihere meeting up with the main army. Going ahead and placing another cannon there for detection. At this point, I think a wise move for Ymihere actually would be to tack down more gateways, which it looks like he did. He tacked down 4 more, so he's up to 7. But he could also expand. At this point, it's not a bad idea to go ahead and take another base just to solidify your position, and it's always good to expand while you're attacking, obviously. Again, another force field getting taken out by the Archon, pulling the probes to try and take down that Archon, but the Zealots go into town on the Stalkers. Another warp in from Ymihere, and it actually looks like this might be GG anytime now. Ymihere just too far behind. The food count right now is 93 to 8. So we see here, final ditch effort and GG anytime. There it is, GG. And with that, we see that Airheadlol manages to take out Ymihere in Game 1 of match number 1 of week number 1 of the Hivemind StarCraft 2 tournament. Again, my name is Woodhouse. Stick with us for game number 2, which will come back to you shortly.